G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at the Authentics 5-step Megatron. So this is the last of the 5 that I bought, oh god, by the time these come out, a month and a half ago, give or take. So I got 5 of them. I got Megatron, Optimus, Elita, Grimlock, and Bumblebee, if you haven't watched the previous videos. And these, like I've said in each of them, I'm not keeping them. I'm going to give them to my youngest nephew to help him improve his transformation skills. Because honestly, each of these have actually come as teaching him something that we all experience in our everyday collections. Optimus had a sliding hip and waist rotation. Bumblebee had clearance issues and possible ball joint popping. Elita had standing issues that are currently still held in place by metal pegs, ball joint tabs. Grimlock had clearance issues until I realized that I missed a step in the transformation. Also has ball joints and has parts forming. Megatron here has a combination of parts forming and some ball joints. Personally, I still think that Grimlock is the nicer of the figures, but Megatron's not half bad, although he looks real pissed. Like, I haven't paid much attention to his head, but I swear those angles are sharper than they normally are. He's peeved off. Probably because half of his helmet seems like it's missing. So, there we go. So, here's Megatron. And as much as it disappoints me, he is a tank. He is a tank. But unfortunately, probably not unfortunately is probably not the right word, but for my time, he was a gun. For my nephew's time, he will be a tank. Simple, basic. He won't know it as a gun. But either way, at least they are coming up with ways of actually giving us a reasonable G1 looking Megatron with a semi-decent looking tank mode. So, yeah. But yeah, so not too bad. He is obviously a lot thick in the back, which does hinder his articulation. Head doesn't move at all. Arms can do a full 360 on a ball joint, but you're hitting backpack and you're going to pop those joints. Can go out that far, can go in that far. No wrist, no elbows or anything because that's all hollow. We do have ins and out for the hand, and that is a ball joint, but I think that's real tight. You could do it. You can get a waist rotation in there, a wrist rotation, but I don't know how much the plastic would be able to handle it. Nothing for the leg. There's a little bit of movement of the leg forward. Nothing really back. You can get out. It is a ball joint in there, so you can get a little bit of rotation there. There's also a ball joint in the knee, but that's only sort of rotation and sort of in. If that's something you can find useful, there's nothing at the foot because all that's empty again. Now, he can do something the others can't do, which Grimlock can, but not to this degree. You can untab his fusion cannon, and you can, this is the only one that has the port, doesn't have it over here, you can plug it into, very awkwardly, into his hand. So you can have that look if that's something you want, but that peg worries me a little bit, and that's really tight. All right, so let's get down to transformation. Now, like I said, he's 5 steps. To this day, so far, apparently Elita has the most, but Elita's got 3. Bumblebee's apparently got the most, but I think Grimlock kind of has. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold in the hand, both sides. So this is something that the other ones don't do. They don't have folding hands. You're going to lift his arms above his head, like so. That's it. Now, this is the interesting step to learn. So you're going to bring this out, bring this in, rotate it, potentially pop it off the joint, and you're going to bring the leg back in. The foot is going to go sort of in underneath this groove. Same with the other side. you're going to rotate it around, flip it in, and hopefully don't pop that ball joint. You then take your gun. This piece is going to go in the hole, and there's a port back here that goes on this tab. So things line up. There is Megatron in his tank mode. That is some pretty damn advanced steps for something of what it is. Also, the way that the tracks sit, and I have looked it up, how this looks, and I'm even looking at the box again, but I have the tracks around the right way. At least I hope so. Quick look at the instructions, because I'm pretty sure I cannot get those tracks the other way around. Nope, that's it. So, yeah, he has, an interesting look. Also, that the way that sort of looks like Meg's helmet. Also, it's really, 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 really reminding me, and I can't think of the actual term for it, but it reminds me of the Thundercats vehicle. I can't think what it's actually called. The one that Panthro drives. But it does really, really, really remind me of that. As for size comparison, there he is with Wind Blade. There we go. Now, to get him back into robot mode, we will unpeg the gun. We'll start with the legs. Now, I popped these legs off last time. So it's just a matter of rotate, swing it around, and up. So we do have that sort of in and out of the leg, which is more for the transformation. Swing down and around and get around there. Not really clearance issue, but sort of just a matter of figuring out how angling works. Bring down the arm, flip out the hand, lower one arm, bring down the other arm, flip out the hand, bring that down, and of course take his gun and plug that in there. And there is Megatron back in his robot mode. And I would say that that's excluding the dealios with the tabbing for Bumblebee. I would say that's the most complex of the transformations out of the lot, honestly. Also the most interesting transformation of the lot. So, as for size comparison, no, I did not get Megatron in. I apologize. But there he is with MP10. So he's a little bit above it, probably halfway up his thigh. Beg my pardon. All right, let's see how this goes and see if I can keep things in focus. So here he is, beg my pardon, with Optimus. Here he is with Grimlock. Here he is with Bumblebee. And I think I can do it. Here they all are with Elita. Now, I do appreciate the fact that we have girl Transformers becoming more prevalent. I think it's something we really, 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 really needed, because we need to get away from this still the girls are bad demographic. Now, it's probably a bit over-exaggerated that there is a good portion of female Transformer fans out there. I just think we still need a more common release of female bots in our collections. I'm still waiting for a Slipstream. I'm still waiting for a Masterpiece. Everything else, I've got my Windblade, but that's about it. But that is neither here nor there, and I'm not getting to get into a huge topic on the thing. But as you can see, they're all different sizes. The transformations are all different. The quality of the plastic is cheap, very, very, very cheap. But in saying that, if things break, then things break. I'm not too worried. So there we go. So if you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. And apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.